Now let us learn about the unique ruler Ashoka, the emperor who gave up war. Ashoka was the most famous Mauryan ruler as he tried to take his message to the people through inscriptions. He started inscribing all his messages and instructions to convey it clearly to the people. Ashoka's inscriptions were in Prakrit language and were written in Brahmi script. Ashoka fought a war to conquer Kalinga, the coastal Orissa. Let us locate Kalinga on the map. This is the region of Kalinga. So Ashoka fought war to conquer this region named Kalinga. So after the Kalinga War, Ashoka was horrified by the violence and bloodshed in the war. So Ashoka decided that he will not fight any more wars. He gave up the conquest even after winning the war. So Ashoka is the only ruler in the history who gave up the conquest even after winning the war. This is about the unique emperor Ashoka. Now we know why Ashoka is a unique emperor. Okay, now let us learn what his inscriptions described. Now let us learn about the Ashoka's inscription describing Kalinga War. This was declared by Ashoka through one of his inscriptions. After 8 years of becoming a king, Ashoka captured Kalinga or the coastal Orissa. In this war, about more than 1.5 lakh people were captured and about 1 lakh people were killed. Seeing this, Ashoka was filled in sorrow. But why? Ashoka captured many independent lands and fought battles for capturing them. In the process of capturing these lands and battles, many deaths happened and people were captured as prisoners. Brahmins, monks, their relatives, slaves, and servants died, and some also lost their loved ones. So, this made Ashoka sad. So, Ashoka decided to win people through dharma rather than conquering them forcefully. Okay, so Ashoka inscribed this in the form of inscription because he wanted his future generations, that is his son and grandson, to stop wars and start winning people by following Dhamma. This is what Ashoka's inscription is describing us about the war of Kalinga. Now let us know what was Ashoka's Dhamma. So Dhamma is a Prakrit word for the Sanskrit word Dharma. So Ashoka's Dhamma did not involve any kind of worship. So it did not involve worshipping of God or performing any kind of sacrifice. As a father, Ashoka felt that as a father guides and teaches his child, it is his responsibility or duty towards his subjects or citizens to guide them to follow the right path. Ashoka was greatly influenced by Buddha's teachings, and there were many problems in the empire which troubled Ashoka. So people in the empire followed different religions. So sometimes this led to the religious conflicts, and animal sacrifices were being performed. Innocent animals were being killed, and uh, slaves and servants were ill treated by the rich people who were considered to be as chiefs. And such people, they ill treated the slaves and servants. So there was discrimination between the people. So servants and slaves were ill treated, and quarrels within the family or the neighbors. So these were all the problems in the empire which troubled Ashoka. Ashoka wanted to spread Dhamma. So Ashoka appointed officials known as Dhamma Mahamatta. Dhamma Mahamattas used to travel from one place to another place and teach people about Dhamma. Besides this, Ashoka also inscribed his teachings or Dhamma on the pillars and rocks. He inscribed his teachings on the pillars and rocks so that people can easily read it and understand. Sometimes Ashoka also appointed officials for the people, those who were not able to read the inscriptions, so that the officials can read it out for the people. And Ashoka also sent some messengers to other lands such as Syria, Egypt, Greece, and Sri Lanka. Ashoka also built roads, he dug wells, and he also built rest houses for the people who travel from one place to another place, so that they can rest in rest houses. And these rest houses were also used for medical treatment for humans and also for animals. This is what Ashoka's Dhamma tells us. Now let us know what was Ashoka's message to his subjects. So rituals were performed for various reasons. When people fall ill, they perform rituals. When they conduct their child's marriage, they perform rituals. If there is a birth, they will perform rituals. And if they want to go on a journey, they perform rituals. So all these rituals which were performed was considered as not useful by Ashoka. Instead, if people started following other practices which will be useful, so practices such as being gentle to the slaves and servants, respecting one's elders, because whatever they tell us, it is from their own life experience. So respect elders, being compassionate to everyone, even animals, being compassionate to all, including animals, giving gifts to the Brahmins and monks. So, respect every religion. Ashoka's message to his subjects. People perform a variety of rituals when they fall ill, when their children get married, when children are born, or when they go on a journey. These rites are not useful. As I told you, performing all these rituals were not useful. Instead, if people observe other practices, this would be more fruitful. What are these other practices? They are being gentle to the slaves and servants, respecting one's elders, treating all creatures with compassion, giving gifts to Brahmins and monks. It is wrong to both praise one's own religion or criticize others. Each one should respect the other's religion. If one prizes one's own religion while criticizing another's, one is actually doing greater harm to one's own religion. So, while he tries to criticize other religion, he is actually doing greater harm to his own religion by criticizing others' religion. So, therefore, one should try to understand the main idea of another's religion and respect it. Respect every religion. So, this was Ashoka's message to his subjects.